Good morning. This is Coach Vicky, or I'm Coach Vicky, and I'm here for our Tuesday Q&A session. So I'm excited to be back with you again this week. I have on my wall behind me today a painting that was done for me this last year that I haven't had found a right place for it before, but it's so special to me because it's the balloon that represents my Rising Beyond Limits. And then you probably can't see in the video, but these little white stripes are words that represent the things that we want to create in our life. So this one says worthy, free, overcome, life, and dream. So it's a very special painting that a good friend of mine had done for me because of the difference in the work that I had helped him get through in his life. So anyway, so exciting to have that with me today. So the questions in the group today surrounded anxiety and how to control, I don't know if control is even the right word, but how to work with anxiety and reduce some of those feelings. And so I'm going to give you one technique in this video. I have a couple techniques that I want to get out to you in the next couple days, but in thinking about it, I thought it was really more impactful to cover one at a time so that you can really have the opportunity to focus just in on one specific thing and be able to try it. And then so over the next couple days, I will post 2 more videos, or maybe even 3, because I have a couple good techniques that have worked for me and worked for other people that I know. So, but I wanted to address the question that came in. Says the moments where I feel lost and powerless, and the moments come and go, but I feel they're very defeating because of the powerful emotions that come with these moments. So I just wanted to encourage you, number one, to embrace those emotions and understand it's your feelings communicating to you what's going on. At the same time, we can realize that if we get lost or stuck in those emotions, they can kind of suck us backwards a little bit. So it's acknowledging and honoring them at the same time as letting them rise up and let go and beyond. And I know part of the question that had revolved around this is how our bodies are impacted by anxiety. And I wanted to really encourage you, I'm going to set my computer down here, encourage you to pay attention to what your body is telling you when it comes to anxiety, and then be the detective in your own life to figure out, maybe you know what's causing that, or maybe you have to be the detective in your own life to figure it out. And if your body is reacting a certain way to a space or a person or a thought even, think of that situation almost as akin to putting a spoonful of poison in your mouth. And what our body is doing is trying to protect us from the perceived harm in that situation. So one thing to be aware of is to ask yourself, is this a situation that I really have to put myself into? And if so, what can I do to prepare myself for going into it? What can I do to limit my exposure to it as much as possible? And thank your body for the warning that it's really telling you something that you need to listen to. One of the tips I'll give later in the week is really how to put a bubble of protection kind of around yourself energetically, so that you could have that with you in any space that you go in, which kind of helps to eliminate the negative toxic influence around us. But today what I wanted to talk to you about is using anchoring to really help you connect with certain feelings that you can then bring back in any moment. And I got to grab my notes here. I thought I had them all with me. And I did not. So the technique that I'm going to talk to you about today, I would encourage you to find something that you can carry with you at all times. I have a friend who has a coin that has a little saying on it, something like "I release fear and allow in love," something like that. I use for my anchor this necklace, and I'm going to take it off and hold it up to the camera just a little bit. So this is a necklace that I've kind of created and put together for myself. It has a couple medallions on it here, and so because I love adventure, it has a hot air balloon on, obviously to represent my rising above theme. It has a little palm tree on it because I love the beach and being in warm weather. It has an angel wing on it because I really connect to the power and presence of angels in my life. And has another little angel over here. And then the little medallions, the one of them says she believes she could, so she did. And the other one is kind of a series of I am safe, I am grounded, I am centered, I am balanced. And you can find things like that on the internet, for just a couple bucks, or even like at Target. I think some of these items I bought at Target and just found a long chain to put them around if that's something you're interested in duplicating for yourself. And I'd really pick things that speak to your soul to put on your chain. So if I know that I'm in a stressful time of my life, or going into a stressful situation, I will always wear this necklace at that point in time. So what we're first going to do is we're going to what I'm going to walk you through is something that you can do in any space that you're in, and it just takes a couple minutes. Or when you've really practiced it, you can almost even do it instantly. So if you know you're going into a stressful situation or a stressful space, then kind of plan ahead of time and say, if these feelings of anxiety and emotions overwhelm me, where am I going to go to take a couple minute break? Maybe it's the bathroom. I mean, that's always a place where you can escape and close the door and be private for a couple minutes. Or if it's at work, maybe it's a kitchen or a break room area, or an office where you can close the door. If it's in a home or you're going to someone else's home, think of a space there that you might be, or it might even be your car, to say, hey, I got to run and get something out of my car, and take a couple minutes there to run through this. So what you're going to do initially is connect with a series of breaths, because literally when we're focused on breathing and taking in that cleansing fresh air, our bodies in that moment can't feel the stress that's happening around us. So that's quite often we will start an exercise with some breathing. So I'm going to ask you to breathe. I always like to do a series of at least 3 deep breaths. And then count from 5 back to 1. So we're going to do 5, 4, 3, with a deep breath on each one, 2, and 1. And I prefer to do this with my eyes closed. Then you're going to just say, I relax and let go. feel light. I feel sun. I feel energy. And just take a moment to see that sunlight streaming in, to feel the warmth, feel like it's wrapping around you like a warm, comfortable sweater or coat. And just feel that, breathe in whatever that sunshine smells like to you. And breathe again. Say, as I breathe each breath, I release any and all tension. And you can add in the things that you're feeling at that moment there. I release my emotion of overwhelm. I release my feeling of powerlessness or lack of control in this situation. I release feeling like I don't have a choice. I feel the sun. I feel the light. I feel the energy. And then you're going to breathe again. Breathe. In this space, I notice a healing light that goes from the top of my head to my toe. And I breathe that light in and let go of any stress. And grasp on to whatever your anchor is. And repeat that. In this space, I notice a healing light that goes from the top of my head to the toe, and I breathe that light in and let go of any stress. And as I walk forward, I surround myself with that light and space of energy, warmth, and light. Okay. So that's the practice for that meditative anchoring, releasing of anxiety. So at one really stressful point in my life when I was doing this, and it was actually involved a work situation and a work relationship that was very stressful. And I remember a day where my physical signal to myself to shift into that space was that I would actually go into my office, shut the door, and actually sit down with my back against the door so I knew that like nobody was coming into that space. And I would walk through that in my mind. And it just shifts you into a new space. And I think there was, one day where I probably had to do it 8 or 10 times in one day just to keep reminding myself. But the beauty of it is it's a habit that we learn, and we're training our brain to act in a new way. So literally when you have trained your brain to go through this process, then as you go forward, almost just with the act of grasping that anchor helps you to anchor straight to those feelings of warmth, security, light, and with a breath, releasing of the anxiety. So I hope this has been helpful for you, and it's one technique that is very powerful technique. Again, as we talked earlier about tapping into your subconscious mind, it does the same thing where it taps in and helps you just to shift your frame of reference and let go in that moment. So thanks for being here today, ladies, and just watch over the next couple days as I post another 1 or 2 videos that really deal with keeping ourselves safe and releasing and really connecting. What I see it as is connecting back to your inner light and your inner authenticity, and letting all that, swirling of negative and anxiety and all those things that happen around us, letting it go. So have a great day, and I'll look forward to being back soon.